Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I figured I'd give you guys a little recap of the US Open. Unfortunately, I didn't film. I was in third place for points, and with a big tournament like that, I chose personally that I wanted to really focus on fishing and not so much having to do with the camera. And with it being hot, I knew it was going to overheat and all of that, and I really wanted my focus to kind of be on fishing. So I apologize, there's no fishing footage of that. Day one would have been a great video for you guys, but unfortunately days 2 and 3 kind of would have been boring. So I'm going to just do a quick recap of the US Open at Mohave this year, 2023. Big shout out to Billy Egan for running an awesome tournament. I mean, I think there was 183 boats, 185 boats, somewhere around there. Just an incredible turnout. Everybody came from the West Coast, and even, you know, East Coast. There's people that came a long way. A lot of you know, big name pros were there. Another big congrats to Kyle Grover for taking the win. He had 3 incredible days of fishing. But anyway, we'll get into it. I had a few days to practice. Wind kept me off the water one day. I didn't want to break my boat or anything like that, and I was kind of on them. I was catching them all on live scope, just throwing a drop shot at them. Anywhere from 20 to 35, 40 foot, kind of 40 was the deepest ones I caught. But really that 25 to 30 was kind of my go-to range. I was catching them on the points, rock humps, the big bays, the flats, really anywhere that you'd think a fish would be, I was catching them there. And I had, like I said, incredible practice, and day one was awesome. I ended up weighing 1866, had me in 9th place after day one, but unfortunately it all it all went away. Most of the fish that I was catching, actually all the fish I was catching, like I said, was on the forward-facing sonar, and I just get into those bays, those humps, those flats, points, anything, and I'd just pan around, and you'd see them, you'd cast to them, and you'd watch them just shoot up to it. They wouldn't normally eat it right away, but they'd follow it down, and as soon as it hit the bottom, boom, they would eat it. Bait didn't matter really for me, anywhere from a flatworm to a swim bait to any craw imitation, any shad imitation. It didn't really matter. Those fish were just really fired up, and as long as you landed real close to them, they'd come and just chase it and eat it. I would say I caught, in practice and day one, I'd catch about 50% of the fish I casted at. Day 2, it completely switched. I mean, I casted at probably anywhere from 50 to 75 fish on day 2, and I only caught 2 of them. And then my co-caught 1 out of the back of the boat. So really, really weird day. I mean, I had a ton of fish you'd cast at, they'd shoot up to it, follow it down to the bottom, and you close the bail and you're just ready to set the hook, and there's just nothing there. I ended up losing a fish right before I came in on day 2 that I know was big. I actually thought it was a carp, but I pitched at it anyway. It shot up to it, swam down, ate it. I set the hook, got a few cranks in on him. It was fighting real hard, and it just popped off. When I reeled up, my nose hook was right through the side of my bait, so the fish never really got a chance to get hooked good. Day 3, we went out there. We were doing it 5:20 just like I was on day 2, which is an incredible long day. I love to fish, but that is a long stinking day at competing at a tournament level. But went out, first spot, caught a fish, 14-incher, not a big one, but it was something. And second spot, I was sitting there drop shotting some trees, and I turn and I talk to my co, and I see a couple fish bust. They look little, but I was like, hey, maybe they're a keeper. Grabbed my topwater, fired back there, ended up catching a 3-pounder. It wasn't the fish that was hitting the shad, but anyway, I'll take it. Third spot, I go, I live scope a 3-pound, another 3-pounder. So it's early on, maybe an hour and a half in, and I already got 3 fish, and I still had like 9 hours to fish, and I was like, okay, this is going good. All I need is 2 more fish to get a limit, and hopefully cull out that smaller one. But I was just going to be happy with a limit, and I fished all day long and never caught any other fish. My co ended up losing a big one right at the boat. I mean, we had it right next to the boat, and I tried to net it, and it just popped off. Probably pushing, we'll just say 4.5 pounds. It was in that 4.5 to 5 pound range. But in this tournament, everybody lost fish. When you're fighting these smallmouth, unfortunately they're so dang strong, and they just pull off. So you can't really lose sleep over lost fish. It just, unfortunately, it just happens. It sucks, but it happens. But I'll kind of go through my setup on what I was throwing. I was throwing the Daiwa Steez drop shot rod. It's the Finesse Game Special. This one's a 7-1 medium light. Now, things I was doing a little bit different. I don't know how many people were really doing it, but I was throwing a 1/2 ounce tungsten weight. Mainly, what I kind of got onto is the exact opposite of what you would think. A lot of times people want to land quietly in the water so they don't spook the fish or anything, but I noticed when the water was calmer, if I made a big splash, as soon as it splashed, those smallmouth were headed up to it. Where if I was quiet, you know, they wouldn't catch on until they were able to see it. But if you could splash and they could hear it, they were already on their way to eat it. And also fishing in that 30 to 40 foot of water, 25, 30 foot, when you see the fish, if you're throwing a lighter weight, you'd cast at them, and a lot of times they were moving. You'd cast at them, and by the time the bait got down to them, the fish was already gone. You had to reel in and try to cast them and lead them, and that just gets difficult. So with the 1/2 ounce weight, you were able to get right down on it. So that was fun. The hook I was throwing is the Decoy, I always mess it up, shot rig. It's the shot rig number 2. Super light wire hook for that super clear water. I didn't want those fish to see the hook, and it's just insanely sharp, and as soon as you hook them, man, it's hard for them to get off. Unfortunately, like I said, I had that one that got off, but I mean, when your hook is buried inside plastic, unfortunately you can't get a hook into it. Now, the thing that's kind of goofy about my setup is, you know, as you know, the Daiwa Steez rod is a pretty expensive rod, very high quality rod, but the reel I'm actually throwing is the new Daiwa Fuego, and I think it's a $110 reel. I messed with them, you know, anywhere from the higher end reels, and this reel for $110 I actually liked better than the $200 to $300 reels. This is the new one. I went with the 3000, a little bit bigger. It has the T-handle. I wanted that bigger spool, a little faster reel in, that way, you know, because I was making a lot of casts and long casts at these fish, and if they were gone or they ended up being a carp or something, you could burn it in and be ready to cast another time. So the bigger reel helped with that a lot. But yeah, this is the Fuego LT3000 DC. It comes mag sealed, just like the higher end reels. But if you guys are looking for a new spinning reel that doesn't break the bank, or even if you just need a new one and you don't care about a price tag, check out the Daiwa Fuego at Copper State, man. The new ones are in, and I am insanely impressed. I'm one of those people, I like to be on a budget, I like to save money, but I'm willing to pay the extra money to get something that's nice. The Daiwa Steez rod, well worth the money. With the wind and the waves and that kind of stuff, you do not miss a bite with this rod. It is extremely sensitive. But with the reel, there's really no reason to spend $200, $300, $400 on a nicer reel. These things are absolutely incredible. The drag is amazing. So check them out if you guys need a new spinning reel. But other than that, kind of keep it short and sweet for you guys. Had an awesome time. I believe I'm still sitting 3rd place in points. I think there's a switch up between 1st and 2nd if my calculations are right. I'm going to be 19 points down from 1st place, and I moved up to being, now I'm going to be 10 spots behind 2nd place. So still a lot of room, and I'm going to have a really good finish at the last event of the season here at Havasu in a couple weeks to potentially move up in points. But hopefully even, you know, I can stay top 3, maybe move up to 2nd place. Justin Kerr is going to be leading the points, and he's going to be hard to beat on Havasu. So hopefully anything's possible. I can have a good finish. He can slip up. But anyway, if I can stay top 3 in points, I think that'd be awesome. But if you guys haven't fished any of the WON Bass events, check them out. It's a combined weight format. So if you don't have a boat and you want to fish as a co-angler, one of the biggest problems is a lot of co-anglers get backseated, because as a pro, any fish that your co-angler catches, that's a fish that you don't get to weigh potentially that day or day 2 or whatever. WON Bass, the way theirs works is it's combined weight. So as a pro, it's your best interest if your co catches a fish, because it helps you. So as a co, you don't get backseated. You know, they're trying to help you. They want you to catch fish. So check out One Bass events for next season. I think he's got 5 events for next year. So all in all, great tournament. Can't thank my sponsors enough. Everybody that's helped me out, RS Service, Efficient Roofing, Copper State, I'm gonna miss a few, Tanner Motors, and everybody else that's helped me out and helped me kind of chase one bass this year, and it's been awesome, and I cannot thank them enough. If you guys need any of those things done, please check them out. Help support the people that are supporting us, and we'll catch you out there. Next video will be a fishing video. I appreciate you guys. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm gonna try to do some more videos and specifically stuff that you guys want to see, so leave a comment, let me know, and I'll try to get those videos out there. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the water.